We are live 364 days a year.
What are we doing here?
If Dom turns at SummerSlam, I'm shaving my moustache off. I've told you, if that happens, it's going. My lip is cold because of a stupid bet that I made on YouTube.
Oh, good.
Wrestle's better than Daniel Bryan Daniels. Better than Okada.
How do you not get 60 after Monday Night Raw?
Welcome to Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, a show where a rotating cast of wrestling fans from around the world come and share and debate their opinions, with live comments from all of you shown throughout, as after all, fans are what makes wrestling so special. So sit back, grab a beverage and enjoy the show. Good evening, wrestling fans. I'm Ben Allison and you are watching Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast. It is a Friday, 20th of February, 2026, and we do have an awful lot of wrestling to talk about today, and I do a rant as well. I watched this week's episode of AEW Dynamite, and something about it really bugged me, but we are going to come on to that later on in the show. First, we need to talk a little bit about Jade Cargill, though, and I'm joined today with a great panel with both Shad and Mary joining me here today. Welcome to the show, guys, and the comments are already filling up. We've got DCX Warlord saying happy MJF versus Zilla Fatu Day. We got Zach saying happy National Muffin Day. Adrian saying happy Friday. A lot of happy days today, guys. I am loving it. And Numero 1 is saying Charlotte is winning tonight and winning the chamber and will go to WrestleMania to compete for the title for the 8th time. Well, that takes us perfectly onto this first topic, because WWE have a huge problem with Jade Cargill right now, and that is that seemingly, at least to me, the Elimination Chamber is setting up some massive multi-tag woman match for WrestleMania. I think it's going to be the first ever women's TLC tag team match. I think it's going to be Charlexa against Rio versus the Kabuki Warriors at the very least. Why? Because they're all in the chamber together. It makes sense. It's a story they're telling. Maybe they'll include Julia and Kiana James in there as well. I'm not entirely sure, but I do think it's going to be those three teams, which means that the only other option as of right now to win the Elimination Chamber is Tiffany Stratton, which would mean that we are doing, once again, Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton. Shad, I know you love Tiffy time. I know you do. But come on, how many times do we have to see this match over and over and over again?
All right. This is all in fault of the WWE booking. They have done an absolute putrid job with booking the singles titles on SmackDown. You see it with Julia and everything that's tied with the U.S. belt. That young lady is wrestling for titles that are not tied to her belt. She's going for tag titles, like you mentioned. She was competing for an opportunity for this title at the Elimination Chamber. And then you have Jade Cargill, someone who hadn't defend her title in 100+ days as champion, somebody who is the picture-perfect champion, but you want to know that because she doesn't do anything that makes you remember that she is champion besides her looking like a beast and holding the belt. This is looking like it's going to be an avenue potentially of a Tiffany Stratton versus Jade Cargill match, in my opinion. Tiffany is one of the top people in the division. She is a young star, and it's hard to not put her on a Mania match. It's hard for Jade to kind of just find people to go against for a lot of what you mentioned. I mean, this tag division is overly packed, and it's not even genuine tag teams. Like, these are just makeshift tag teams that they made it, and the fact that they put so much into it because Rhea Ripley is holding the title that it's been a big detriment to the other titles. I mean, let's call a spade a spade. Like, you got the Intercontinental title that is being held by Becky Lynch and AJ Lee. That's a match that didn't need that title. Like, those two women could have gone against each other without her having the title. You got Stephanie, who's been doing great stuff given the opportunity that she has. But yeah, we got the match with her and Liv, and that's fine. That's good. But then you go on to Jade. Like, I don't know what you do. She doesn't even have true, like, feuds with anybody at this point. And I think the biggest thing is this, Ben. They were banking on her versus Bianca Belair, in my honest, humble opinion. The moment that Bianca was off the shelf due to this injury that obviously we've got to see more of from her Instagram that looks a lot more serious, and I hope that she's able to heal and get in good health sooner than later. But, take your time with situations like that. Bianca's injury is the biggest injury that can ever happen to the WWE this year. It's the biggest blow. It's bigger than Seth. I mean, she is the person that was going to give us a marquee match at Mania, the, quote unquote, dream match that we've been earning for. And the moment that you took her away from it due to injury, and also Naomi, obviously her reasoning is perfectly valid as well, as she's going to, welcome in motherhood. But that's what circulated for Jade, is that trio of women. That was the best story last year. And the fact that we have both of them away, it's been very hard for Jade. And I feel so bad for her through it all.
Absolutely, I agree as well, because Jade Cargill does deserve better. Tiffany Stratton deserves better, right? Like you said right at the start, it's not the talent involved, it's the booking. And look, I, out of respect for our viewers, don't want to repeat myself over and over and over again here, right? And I understand I keep saying the same thing. I feel like one of those wind-up toys where every time you do it, I say one of 3 phrases. But I'm going to say it once again right now. If they do Jade Cargill versus Tiffany Stratton and Cody Rhodes versus Drew McIntyre, this WrestleMania is essentially WrestlePalooza. It is nothing. It is the most boring, lackluster creative work that I've ever seen for a WrestleMania in my life. At least WrestleMania 32 had proper obstacles. I thought, all things considered, people are harsh, too harsh, on WrestleMania 32. This year, I don't really know what the excuse is, as yes, there's been some injuries, but there's also an incredible roster, and I just think it's been way too lazy, Mary. I want to get your thoughts on this Jade Cargill situation.
Beyond lazy. And Shad hit the nail on the head. The moment that Bianca and Naomi departed from us, it was the worst thing, worst possible thing that could happen. When we had last year that storyline of who attacked Jade Cargill, that was the storyline of the year. And it stretched beautifully. It cooked, it slow burned. So when Jade finally got the belt and Jade finally won the big one, we were all thinking, yes, Bianca's going to come back. Bianca will be here. It'll be the dream match that we've been waiting for since she debuted. And then the finger injury happened. It's like there's certain things that stuff happens, We can't really blame people for that. We can't blame the talent, but the booking, it's got to go a certain direction. If they don't pull the trigger on some kind of feud, whether it is Charlotte Flair, whether it is Tiffany Stratton, even if it's someone else that's already qualified, they got to pull some kind of solid feud for her. They're running out of time. I mean, time, let's give it to her then. Let's give it to Tiffy time.
I don't know. I don't understand how they can get themselves in this situation. That's what I really don't understand, because, look, Bianca Belair's just had finger surgery. To both your points, clearly, at least I think, that the original plan was going to be Jade Cargill, Bianca Belair. That is a WrestleMania match. The story writes itself. There are so many possibilities. But they would have known that Bianca Belair wouldn't be available ages ago. If Bianca Belair, and she's made it clear, she knew she was having this surgery. It's not like a big surprise. She knew she was waiting to be able to have it. Why on earth couldn't WWE put something better in place? It's complete lack of planning, unless they do something to swerve us. And I'm just thinking, because there was a comment earlier on from Numero 1 Superfly about Charlotte Flair. Do you think there is some wall, Shard, where potentially one of these tag teams who we think is going to be in the TLC match actually ends up getting grouped into, like, maybe Charlotte wins the Elimination Chamber and Alexa Bliss fights her way into that match and they do a 3-way, or Rhea Ripley and Io do the same or something?
I can see Charlotte. I think Rhea and Io are going to Mania as tag champions. I think a multi-woman match will probably be in play, like you guys mentioned. I wouldn't be surprised if the Bellas are in it, because Brie is back in the fold, and I think those two probably make the most sense because they are the Bella twins. They're, one of the first women's tag teams that off a popularity standpoint. But Charlotte going against Jade would be a smart choice. But to y'all's point, there's still a uncovered told story between her and Alexa Bliss, right? And then there becomes, what do you do with Alexa Bliss at that point? Like, I feel like there needs to be a match, a blow-off match, whatever it may be. And I love Alexa Bliss, man. She was in my A Mount Rushmore. I don't know if adding her makes that match any better, personally. Like, I think
it doesn't. It's just a narrative perspective.
Yeah, exactly. But Charlotte versus Jade, that's a money match. That's a money match. But to what you said, I mean, we're not building anything to it. And that's the problem with it. And that makes me feel bad for Charlotte Flair, too, because last year we went into it and they kind of just they were banking off of the fact that, oh, Charlotte Tiffany, that feels like a money match. And then the booking took a big turn of events, and then people didn't care about the match. And this is one thing I want to ask y'all real quick. This title feels like nobody wants it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like fans don't even want anybody to be the champion of this title, because truthfully, is there any one, like, there's literally nobody that someone is rooting for to go against Jade or beating Jade. And there isn't a big amount of fans right now that want Jade to be champion. Like, it's because
she's had a rubbish title reign, like you keep saying. Yeah. That's why they're not buying into it.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with that, but that's the unfortunate standpoint of it. It's the same thing with Tiffany. Tiffany got to be champion for as long as she was, but it was a rinse and repeat going against Nia Jax like 2,050 times in a calendar year, right? Like, and we got tired of it. So it is more or less the same thing with Jade. Like, SmackDown's women's division needs a complete reshuffle. Like, that deck needs to be broken in half, or do 52 pickup and just go with random cards at that point.
They have to do something. They absolutely have to. I mean, now we're talking about it. Maybe I do see a world where perhaps they do Charlotte versus Jade Cargill at WrestleMania, and then Alexa Bliss turns on Charlotte during the match, and that's how Jade Cargill retains. I don't like that for a WrestleMania. I could see them doing it, but then what do you do with Tiffany Stratton? Because you've got to do something with her. She's one of your top stars now, and she's not in this tag team division.
She's not in a tag team. No, exactly. And then, I mean, there is a U.S. title there, and they don't let that go.
Exactly my point, Shad. I was like, there's a random belt that I've been yapping about every single time we talk about it that has not been defended once on a legit pay-per-view. That U.S. belt. We all love Becky and the Intercontinental belt, but what are we doing with that United States Championship, y'all?
I don't even like anything with the IC title right now.
I don't either. And I'm the biggest Becky goat. We're both the biggest Becky goat. I don't. I'm not feeling none of it. None of it.
Come on,
I'm loving it personally, to be honest, guys.
AJ Lee is arguably the worst superstar in the women's division right now.
We got too many people in catering.
Pardon? Excuse yourself.
Look, bro. It's time to call a spade a spade. She is cringe, as the kids call her promo.
You know what, Chad? Let's talk about it on the weekly podcast this week.
How about Sunday? Yeah, let's talk about Sunday.
Because I am furious at that. In fact, I have her.
That's T right there. Oh,
I have her book right here.
I never knew your shirt
had
a jersey number in your last name on it.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Oh, that goes hard. Show that for the chat. That goes hard.
Oh, we'll talk about it Sunday. I already know what I'm penciling in my take of the week. So it's all
there
good.
We are. We'll do it then. But I mean, look, it is so clear that the Raw Women's division hasn't been booked very well this year either, but it's been a lot better in comparison to SmackDown. The SmackDown, it is absolutely ridiculous. And I understand Fernando's point, and it's very, very true. Some people are going to have to miss WrestleMania. Not everyone deserves to be at WrestleMania. I'll actually correct that statement a little bit.
You had Tiffany Stratton at the poker table in the commercial.
That's true. That is true. But I'll correct this statement here. A lot of people deserve to be at WrestleMania, but there's not enough spaces for all those people to be at WrestleMania. That is the actual issue here, right? So look, I understand that. At the same time, I do think I fear now, the more we talk about it, like there's a possibility they might do some double pin between Tiffany and Charlotte or something, and then they link those two to go against Jade in a triple threat. It would be so stupid, but that way, if Alexa took out Charlotte during the match could still carry on for a proper finish. You'd still get a proper WrestleMania finish. I don't know. But up next, guys, let's move on because I need to go off on one, if you'll excuse me. So I'll go full screen for a second. I was watching AEW Dynamite this week. There was a promo between Hangman Adam Page and MJF, two of my favorites in All Elite Wrestling, been big fans of them for years. The promo, absolutely incredible. Hangman Page saying he is actually so much like MJF. I thought I'd never even thought about it that way, but Hangman, you are bang on right. Incredible promo. I was like, I cannot wait to watch this match. And then he went and did something stupid. Something incredibly stupid. Something Cody Rhodes level of stupid. And that is, he put all his future title shots on the line. Look, I understand suddenly that makes this match more predictable. I understand that, right? It's now more unpredictable. But I don't care. From a storyline perspective, it makes zero sense. Why would he do this? There is not a single answer I've seen online, and I've seen a lot of defenses about it, to explain why on earth, just like that, he put his career on the line. I don't get it. Not career on the line, put his title career on the line, essentially, right? And I understand maybe what they're going to do here is Hangman Page turns heel and then does go for the title down the line. Okay, sure. But what they should have done is Hangman versus MJF first, have MJF win, Hangman get desperate, then do this. For his character, that would make perfect sense. But doing it the way they have now done it, it makes zero sense. All it does is make the match more unpredictable, but it makes the storyline completely obsolete. It made the promo before it, which was incredible, completely pointless. And also, and nobody's touching upon this either, they did the world's worst job ever at explaining that stipulation. Because I watched it thinking, okay, the stipulation is Hangman puts his title career on the line as long as it's a Texas death match. But no, the stipulation is they both get to choose one stipulation each. But it's one match. It's not a 3 stages of hell. I'm completely baffled by this. That promo was so good for the first 75% of it, and the last 25% of it was Arsenal when they're trying to win the league. We completely bottled it. I have no idea what's going on, Shad, and I absolutely despised it so much so I had to come on today just to get it off my chest.
So, I hear what you're saying. I feel that. But this is part of Hangman Adam Page's character at the end of the day. It's go big or go home. He loves that title so much. That title in AEW means so much to him. And he is so confident within himself that he is going to put that on the line because he is going to take every measurable opportunity to not make that happen, to get that title, to end MJF. And I like it because, like you mentioned, it brings a lot of uncertainty of what is going to happen. Because can AEW have him never go for the title? Is that a big risk? Or is it a big risk for Max to lose the title already to him? Like, so there's a good conversation on each way to go for it. Hangman Adam Page losing it and not competing makes more sense, and it's a lot better than when Cody did it. Because Hangman's character can crash out like crazy, can go for other belts. He is so good within any sort of chase of anything that you're going to be glued to what he does. He is the epitome of a storyteller, and that brings a level of intrigue. Also, I think Hangman Adam Page needs to be away from the main event scene for a little bit. I think we've had him so often in that title picture. We've had the Swerve feud, the Joe feud, Max, all of these. And after he lost it last time, I was kind of like, I don't really want to see him in this anymore. I kind of want to see him away from it a little bit. There is a abundant amount of titles on this company, right? You can go for an Okada's title, the international. You can go for, the TBS title, whatever. I mean, TNT title, whatever it may be. Maybe the TBS title because they do intergender matches. But this makes a level of intrigue. And I also think it'd be beneficial for him to get away from it because we need to move up people to get to that main event scene. We need guys like Brody King, who had the match versus Max, Bandito, who had a match versus Max, Kyle Fletcher eventually. Hell, even Tommaso Ciampa, if you want to put him into it. Kevin Knight. Like, there's so many people that are incredible that you can move up into the main title scene. And this also will solidify a Max of having the best AEW title reign potentially of all time if he keeps going on this. Like, if you literally beat Hangman to the point where he can't defend it anymore, this is generational. So I like it.
But look, like I said, I like the idea of the stipulation, but they've not told the story forward. It's like the SmackDown Women's Division. I like the idea of Jade Cargill versus Charlotte Flair. There's no story for it. And Fernando's got a comment here. I enjoy the angle. I don't understand the criticism. My criticism comes from Hangman had the title opportunity. He already had it. So why on earth is he trying to negotiate with MJF? It makes no sense. If he lost the shot and then he wanted to try and get another one, it would make perfect sense. But that's not the story that's been told. They've essentially tried to merge a 3-month storyline into 3 weeks. And that's what bothers me about it, because, like, to your point, Shad, Hangman Page has been a master at stories. He truly, truly has been for years and years and years now, right? Since AEW started. But this time, this is such a big story for him, and it feels for the first time rushed. And that's why I'm really bothered. And I will tell you guys exactly how this is going to go. Hangman Page is going to lose. Hangman Page is then going to be depressed for a while, and eventually he is going to turn darker once again, turn heel, and then he will take back his word. Because that's what he said. I'll give you my word. He's going to turn heel and take back his word.
It's smart, though. It's smart.
It is.
If you look at Kay the Great's comment here, he's slowly losing fans, whether that may be for whatever reason, right? But this is the ultimate time to hit that audible and switch the flip, like, just make it completely different. This is why, like, I mean, I didn't get to talk about it yesterday. I wasn't on the show, but like the Swerve heel turn yesterday, that was amazing. That was arguably the best thing I've seen in wrestling this entire year. I love the match, but I love the post-match, the way he did to Kenny Omega. And that adds so much, like, rejuvenation. I think they've played the same record with a lot of these guys. It's time to scratch the record up, make a new tune, whatever it may be. Make it fresh, man. And to me, like, that'd be a good call, man. Hangman needs to do something a little bit different, because I think that last title reign definitely lowered his stock than gained it.
Yeah, I mean, he should have had it for longer.
By a mile.
He should have had it for longer, but I think it really made fans just be like, okay, this is who you are. This is what we get from you, right? And I think that's kind of where it's been like, it's tough for him. And I hate to see that, because I love Hanger. I think he's one of the best in the entire company, but it's just how the situation goes. And the more this roster gives you these elements of, like, guys, like, you can't have people waiting in the weeds for that long, because then that detriments to them. Like, a guy like the people I named earlier, man, like, people need to be in a main event picture. And that the thing is this, though, and I think that's a micro issue. The macro issue is this: there is a lot of titles on this company, on the men's side particularly, and I have a hard time as a fan trying to find the difference of, like, the pecking order of each title. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, I feel like there's a real credible champion. Like, Okada is a credible champion. Fletcher's a credible champion. You know, Ricochet, whether people want to hate on him or not, is a very credible champion. So, like, everyone, like, I don't know.
To be honest with you, I forgot about his belt. That's how I think that again says maybe about how many titles they have, but I completely forgot he even had a title at this point. So it is difficult. Maybe we could see, like, there's a comment here as Fernando, Swerve and Hangman, maybe babyface Young Bucks as champions going against heel Hangman and Swerve.
Hangman's a champion right now too, by the way.
I was gonna say, are we forgetting he's a trios champ right now?
Yeah, he won't be like next week, will he? He's losing it in that match, I think, but we'll have to wait and see. I mean, those trios belts, that's a whole other matter for a whole other day.
A team that has a guy with a singles belt too.
Bruh.
Probably. I mean, they've got so many belts that now somebody at all times has to have 2 belts. Willow's got 2 belts.
Trios
Oh,
title was the worst idea ever. I don't know why fans were excited about that. I'm with, like, you
no.
and me are the only people that may have a common thought on this. I hate 6-man matches.
Yeah.
Like, I hate anything
They
past
suck.
a tag team match. I absolutely hate.
Yes. Exactly. One exception every year, and that's Survivor Series. That's it, right?
Yeah.
Or Blood and Guts too. Where anything else, when it's not a big match like that, I could not care about it. I do not want to see tons of people in a ring at once. It's too confusing. Tell me a story with a few people that I can keep up with and I can keep my eyes on. It's simple as that. But talking about things that I like, AJ Styles, let's talk about him right now because he has revealed a bombshell today, and that is that he was originally meant to retire at WrestleMania 41. However, due to his foot injury and only being able to return a couple of months before, he didn't want to rush it. So instead, he decided to stay until Royal Rumble season and retire then and have them rush it then instead. I'm never letting it go, guys. I'm really, really not. But absolute bombshell here, Mary. What are your thoughts? Do you think this would have been a better move to have him retire at WrestleMania? Or are you glad we got to see at least another 9 months of him?
I'm glad we got to see the 9 months. I just think the uproar would have been crazy if Logan Paul was his last match. I think that would have been a much like intense uproar rather than to see him lose to Gunther. And with AJ still sticking around after that, even after the injury, I appreciated it. I appreciated everything he put in until, Royal Rumble. But is he still done though? I think time will tell for Mr. Styles. We'll see this Monday.
I mean, I think he's definitely done in the WWE. I really, really do. Do you think it's possible he unretires on Monday?
Maybe next Wednesday.
I want him in AEW so badly, but I think by the fact they've just released a documentary on him too.
He's returning. He's returning to WWE.
If it is, I wouldn't be mad at it. They don't.
They're putting the fact that they're putting so much like emphasis on him makes me feel like he's either truly done or he's returning. Like they don't just do that for the like.
But
doubt. Okay, if they are going this hard for him with giving him a Monday show and all of this stuff, and he ends up and leaves AEW. That might be the biggest gift Tony Khan has ever got in his entire life.
They did the same with Edge.
Edge didn't get that to that degree.
Yeah, he did. He got an entire tribute show on Raw.
For real? After that? Are you sure? I don't remember all that.
They gave him an entire tribute, and then he showed up in AEW. But
WWE must love AEW. Somebody must be working. Triple H must be working in AEW.
We got it up somewhere.
But I mean, look, at the end of the day, I think Monday's about Gunther and about WrestleMania for Gunther. I think that's what's going to happen there. I think it's going to be Gunther interrupting it, Michael Cole. It could be Ray making the save. I'm going to be honest, the Michael Cole idea by the week. I know Ant, you and Clark were originally the ones who said it, but by the week, I'm thinking they are right. I think Michael Cole's going to be hosting this thing. Gunther comes in, ruins it. Michael Cole gets upset. Gunther starts trying to attack Michael Cole. Pat McAfee returns. McAfee versus Gunther for Cole's career at WrestleMania. I don't like it, but I do think that could well be the story.
That would be the worst thing in the entire world.
Why?
Why are we letting Pat McAfee
they have been telling the story. Unlike Charlotte and Cargill, they have actually been telling this story all year. Gunther keeps saying he wants Cole's career.
What are we doing with him? What? Why he wrestling all the old guys? Like Pat McAfee?
Again?
Okay, if the match is this, if he beats Pat McAfee has to stay on ESPN and never come on my television again, I will buy a ticket to WrestleMania to watch that live. As long as I don't got to see Pat on my television on wrestling and he can...
Why?
Because he's horrible. He's not good. He's a child. He's no, he's not.
I like him. I like him.
Oh my God. The hate and fuel people give Booker T should be towards him.
Well,
Facts?
no. I prefer
Yes, Booker
him
T is
to
way
Booker
better
T.
than him.
Booker T, I think, works very well in this NXT. I do. In general, I don't like Booker T on commentary. I don't. But I think right now in NXT, he works really well and he's helped. I love him in terms of the business. I mean, Fernando says, please no, Wade could save Michael Cole. I mean, maybe it could be. Wade Barrett. Sorry,
DCS Warlord,
the
take
tribute
that
show was
Abby
on
off your-
SmackDown. Sorry.
Please
SmackDown.
remove that picture off of your
Change your
comment. What are you
profile pic, bro.
doing?
Blake Monroe.
Get
This ain't
that off
Tuesday,
of
brother.
please. Oh my goodness, man! Did you just change that? I swear it was a different picture
I
earlier.
thought it was a
It
different
was.
pic. too.
Shad and
guy.
Shad and
Yeah, 'cause
for
I'm here.
viewers who don't know, Shad and Blake
I'm
Monroe
triggered.
have significant beef now because Clark and Shad went in on Blake Monroe and Blake Monroe only blocked Shad. She unfollowed Wrestling Republic
She
too.
blocked Clark
but-
too.
Yeah,
She did
like
block
2 days
Clark.
later.
Yeah, like a day or two later. I think she blocked him the same time too. I don't think he was part of it. He messaged
me
that
have a
to
look.
her. Though.
Blake. She hasn't blocked Wrestling Republic.
That's
Even
all that
now.
matters.
Thank
Oh,
you,
that's all that
Blake.
matters.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Whatever
still friends.
happened? And they will ask, "What happened to Mariah May?"
I reckon the reason that Arsenal lost against Wolves this week, well, drew against Wolves, it might as well have been a
Oh,
loss.
y'all lost to my team?
Yeah, well, true, yeah. I mean, I think it's purely because Blake Monroe did what you're not meant to do and she unfollowed another Arsenal fan. It's dirty work. I think Blake Monroe
Aren't the
is solely
Wolves,
responsible.
Like, bad too?
Pardon?
Aren't the Wolves like not good?
Do you know what? You know what, Shad? Let's talk about it real quick. Let's talk about it seriously, right?
We got a
Because
little bit of time.
this past Wednesday, I sat down to watch Arsenal, my team, the first place team in the league, take on Wolves, the 20th place, the worst team in the league. They're already relegated. They're playing just for pride at this point, whatever little pride they have left. And we go 2-0 up, right? Very comfortable. Best team against the worst team. 2-0 up, should be game over. We sit back, we don't attack, and we just let them score 2 goals. We get in our own heads and we bottle it. What everybody says about us, we did exactly that. And even still, somehow that was not the most embarrassing thing to happen on Wednesday night. Because after that football match, I watched Wrestling Republic's daily broadcast, and I saw the Mount Rushmore of B names. And what an absolute monstrosity that was. Bam Bam Bigelow as the first pick. Brie Bella, and I love Brie Bella, as the 4th pick. Leaving off Brock Lesnar, leaving off Bailey, and worst of all, leaving off the GOAT, Becky Lynch. Meanwhile, I mean, honestly, there was some people... What was it? Honestly, if there was some wrestlers who I hadn't even heard of before. I've got it up here. Bobo Brazil, Bull Backerman, Balls Mahomey. I mean, Batista didn't go until the 3rd round. Brutus the Barber Beefcake went first.
Who was on the show?
And sorry, it was Bubba Ray Dudley who I think went first. What a joke.
What,
Clark,
Becky didn't get taken?
No.
None.
Brian
It
Danielson?
was genuinely, it insulted, absolutely insulted the integrity of Mount Rushmore. Clark,
What?
Agnew, and Davis. They turned how many B's can we say? What a joke.
Clark,
That's
Ant,
wild,
and
bro.
Davis? That's who picked Bam Bam Bigelow? Bam Bam Bigelow.
I got it wrong, by the way, too. Bubba
not
Ray
bad.
Dudley got taken first.
And you
Why?
picked him, didn't he?
No, Clark, I think.
Yeah.
God, Clark. all right.
Bruh.
This is why we
He's
got to
an
do it correctly today.
This is
I'm
We
here.
do.
we
Yeah,
here.
they almost forgot
We are
Bianca
here.
Belair, by the way, too. But anyway, up next, guys, let's
here.
do a Mount Rushmore so we can actually fix their mess, because this is a Mount Rushmore of wrestlers whose first or last name begins with the letter C. I'll kick us off with CM Punk. Shard, who are you taking?
I am going to take your father figure,
No!
Christian
No!
Cage.
He was on my list too, man.
I'm surprised you didn't take him one.
That's crazy.
I made the mistake of thinking I was going to be able to get him in the second round.
Nah,
Oh my gosh, I am absolutely ashamed of myself. I am furious! Furious beyond belief! But Mary, who are you taking for your first and second pick?
I feel like the entire chat would come for me if I do not put this gentleman in my Mount Rushmore, and that is John Cena. I don't care if he's retired. I don't care.
I forgot about John Cena.
Just
That
saying.
is incredible.
Just saying. Just put that out there.
That is a hell of a pick. For whatever reason, Cena didn't even come into my head, but that is a brilliant one.
You
But
said
who?
first and last name.
Yeah, it's completely counts. Completely counts. Who is your second pick?
Since we were talking about her a lot, I give it to Miss Charlotte Flair.
Ah, man. That was going to be my next pick.
Same. That is a bit of a bummer. Shad, who are you taking?
You know what? That's fine. I have to pick one of my favorite women wrestlers of all time. Not one of the world. China.
Oh, excellent pick. Excellent pick right there. Fair play. Up next, I am going to respond to that, taking Cody Rhodes. The man who, let's face it, is the face of this era. He has to be on this list. And up next, I'm going to be a little bit cheeky, guys. I'm going to take Cactus Jack. Technically counts, and I'm going to do it. He could get taken on multiple of these lists, quite frankly, but he's getting taken on this one. But Shad, back to you. Who are you taking?
I am going to pick someone who I'm a big fan of, a legend for what he's done in the WWE and NXT, but also what he's doing in AEW, Ring of Honor. Claudio Castagnoli is my next pick.
Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Friend of the show
right
also.
there.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Also, I bet he enjoyed watching Arsenal bottle it the other day, unfortunately.
I'm sure he did.
He does enjoy watching football, and I think he would enjoy that. But Mary, who are your next two picks?
Someone who's really, like his theme song says, my shadow knows my story. Tommaso Ciampa.
Brilliant. Excellent pick. And what is your final pick?
Since, a lot of people, were taking my picks, I'm just gonna kind of go off the top of my chrome. Let's give it to her. We need to give her some love. We haven't been giving her love this whole show. Jade Cargill.
Oh, nice. To be fair, we haven't hated on Jade Cargill. We've hated on that creative team booking Jade Cargill. We're big Jade Cargill fans. I'm still gutted Fernando that Shad took him. I really thought Shad was going to go for Cody or Charlotte or somebody else even, right? I mean, there's still a name I'm surprised hasn't been taken, but Shad, who are you taking?
I spit in the face of those who would not be cool. Let me pick Carlito.
Wow. Hell of a pick. Massively underrated wrestler. Few honorable mentions before we get to my pick. Obviously, Christopher Daniels, Chad Gable, Chelsea Green, Chris Sabin, Carlos Colon as well. Of course, historically, huge name there. But for my final pick, whether you love him or you hate him, Chris Jericho. The man has done a lot for this industry, and he can't be kept off this list. DCX Warlord with Sin Cara. I loved Sin Cara as a kid. Never knew they were two different people until years after. But there we have it, guys. Our Mount Rushmore, and I think we did a better job than them on Wednesday. We weren't just listing off how many B's we can get in a name.
Yeah, Crash Holly's also a good pick. I saw that he named that. Great underrated dude. I was thinking about taking Chelsea Green just because but then she has me blocked as well, so I can't pick her. Why does everyone block me?
No, we don't.
She had Wrestling Republic blocked, and she unblocked us.
Guys, Chelsea Green, Blake Monroe, ladies, I did nothing wrong. I did not. I was criticizing the booking, Mariah. Okay, it's hard.
Well, I mean, you did say she's trapped in a lifetime of mediocrity. To be fair,
that's Tony Storm said that. I was just quoting her.
Tony Storm said that, yo.
I'm not just saying it. Tony Storm
I
saying
will
it.
say,
All
the fact
AEW
that Clark
accounts are
wasn't
saying it.
initially blocked is nuts, considering he was the one who was like, she's the biggest whiff in the history of NXT. And then, like I even said in my response video, your reply to it was funny. Clark just ripped her one, and yeah, I mean, that was funny. But hey, no longer a wrestling Republican. That's what our fans, by the way, are calling themselves now, wrestling Republicans. We tried to avoid it for the
We might
longest time.
gotta work on that, man.
I know.
We gotta work on that, man.
Well, originally, I didn't know actually when I created the Wrestling Republic name that there was a Republican Party in America, right? Because I was only 14, and not American, so I had no idea until afterwards. And then somebody actually made a hate page about us, like a smart page about us, years and years ago, called Wrestling Democrats or something like that.
Bruh.
Yeah, it was hilarious. And they was making fun of our star ratings or something. But that does, guys, bring us to the end of the show. Republiholic. I like that. I like that a lot.
Better.
Thank you guys so much for spending your Friday with us. We really appreciate it. Cheap plug real quick. Tomorrow, there's a video coming out on the Wrestling Republic YouTube channel, and I've spent a lot of time on it, right? And it's me bringing back the Cruiserweight Classic for 2026. That is what it is. I've spent a lot of time on the designs, everything for this video. Please, please, please leave a like and comment when it comes out, guys, to help try and boost up that YouTube algorithm. But thank you, as always, for your support. Thank you, Shad. Thank you, Mary. And thank you to everybody for watching us at home. We will see you guys on the next one. Peace.